Good morning. Yeah, we're on. Good morning, everyone. This is Jill Raven Stevenson of Juniper Sage. And we're here to complete our part 3 of settling in. And I'm going to kind of bird walk a little bit through things that have come up for me this week as I've been working within, settling into the day, settling into the month, and then take you to my studio where we'll do a little sacred drawing. All right. I love this opportunity to share a little bit of musing and insight and wisdom that I've gained through my spiritual journey of my own discovery, my own self-discovery, and hopefully it is nurturing yours. All right. Here we go. So a little bird walk this morning. So when we begin to settle in, and if we look at the chronological aspects of just the last 2 weeks, we started with the energy of beginning. So Gemini really gave us this opportunity to look at what's beginning in our life. And when we were settling in, we were also looking at what's blooming, right? Like, what is actually blooming in our life right now? And when we start doing inventories like that, one, it helps us kind of stay in our own boat, in our own path, in our own container, and help us with that discernment of what is mine and what is not mine. And so that we can attend to just what is ours, right? So it's like attending to our own inner forest. We can't necessarily attend to the world's forest, but attending to our forest ripples out, vibrates out. And for me, I've spent a lot of time in my inner forest, and it's in my outer forest always is teaching me. So there's this interplay between our outer experiences and expressions and input and our inner expressions and input. So there's always this dance and interplay between them. And next week we'll work with that energy of the inner world and the outer world and how to kind of begin to alchemize that in a way that it's in harmony and in balance for you or for us. And in this these years of looking at my inner forest, I had to clear it at times. I had to let it rest at times, visit it, water it, and attend to the life within it. And it's always my grounding and anchoring of what needs attending. So when we're working with our inner landscape, for me it's like an inner forest, we begin to kind of get subtle emerging alert notices or hey, look over here type notices, and or celebration notices. So when we're doing this interplay and we're getting these notices, and one of our tools of connecting to our inner world is this inner settling that we've been doing this week. So for me, as I've been doing this on a daily basis, just kind of settling in to my day, connecting to my day, allowing myself to feel the energy that's available for me, what I need more of or less of, or just what is in stillness and action, and what is in motion, what needs what is in this activity part of my being. And in that, other things can bubble up, things that we need to attend to. So for me, I have been attending for years with the energy of stability. And as a little girl, I grew into this dependency of my stability was accessed from the outer world. And as I grew and had my own experiences and started to individualize from my parents, I started to realize I have my own inner stability. Now, when we have a dependency on anything, right, we're out of balance in the giving and receiving aspects of self. So for me, I'm recognizing I still have this dependency in the outer world for me to feel stable, my stability. And it's not charged, so it doesn't have this flaring charge, but it's ready to be alchemized. And the settling in is what can help me alchemize this tool. So where I want to be is accessing and resourcing my own feeling of stability, so that all of my cells, all of my parts of myself can feel the stability. So they can feel their confidence, to feel everything's fine in the world. They're not always looking and seeking to what's not okay, because we're sitting in our own strength of stability. So this will be super fun to do this. So how do we do this? So I'm going to take you in. I have lots of little glitter happening right now. Lots of little visitors. I just keep seeing things fly across. I don't know if anybody else can see that. What we're going to do is we're going to go sit at outside my studio door, and I'm going to walk you through this process. It's a very simple process, kind of looking at settling in and what has emerged for you. Like, what awareness has emerged for you? What piece is coming up as you're settling in, right? Now, this is something that you can do every day with the day's energy. So you could, revisit part 2 of yesterday and kind of working with the day's energy, and then let yourself move into this drawing activity. Now, this is something you could do for the month. You could do it for the week. You could do it for the day. You could do this if you have a big meeting at work. You could do this if you're having to have a hard conversation with somebody. You could do this for those of you that seek other types of help and knowing you could do it before you go into a session with them, to get your clarity as you go in and your peace that you want to work with, right? So it's this beautiful gift of how do I, in the settling in, what emerges and gives me input. Now, when we do sacred drawings, I just want to have another bird walk here for a moment. So I kind of have these little bird walk things that are floating through this morning, kind of flittering through, like this little energy that's been flittering through today. Is that it's symbolic, right? Or it tells a story, and when we can bring that out onto our paper, through whatever medium, paint, pencils, crayons, chalk, whatever we have, there's this, then we start to play with that interplay of what's out in front of us and what's inside of us, and it starts to have this dialogue and communication. And it can give us great insight. It can give us completion and healing. It can divine a way forward. It can help us know ourselves, right? Help us have our own knowing, and it can help us express something that's within us. So it has such multiple, multi-dimensional tools. All right, you guys, I'm super excited to do this with you. And I know I've kind of like, the energy is very high right now. I get excited for these. So we'll kind of ground for a moment and work with the settling in of this beginning that we're in. All right. And I will see you over at the table. All right. Many blessings. All right, you guys. So to do this, all you need is a piece of paper, maybe a scrap paper. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have to be anything formal. And I'm going to do mine in my journal. And you need some kind of colors. So it could be crayons, colored markers, colored pencils, chalk, oil pastels, even watercolor. I wouldn't go into acrylics with this unless you're get really into this. But for our time together, I'm going to use okay. I'm going to use color chalk pencils, pastel pencils, sorry. I'm trying to get it out as I'm talking. So I'm going to use these. I haven't even used them yet, and I got them a few years ago. Like, wow, okay. Sometimes I do things and for future. All right. So the idea of settling, so I'm just going to come over here for a second, make sure you guys can hear me, is settling kind of has emotion. So I'm just going to give you some ideas to help stimulate. Maybe you like one of them. Maybe it'll stimulate your own emotion. Right? So for me, the first time I did this, I was with Connie Solero. She was talking about the word settling in, and I just took it, ran with it. So for me, it was like all these pieces are kind of settling into some kind of order. So I kind of have this ring, 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 like this kind of motion, right? But settling in could be like just motion coming, just all of this energy coming down, right? So I'm drawing the feeling of settling in, right? It could be I'm settling in, all this energy is coming in to settle in, right? Into this grounded place. That could be another settling in. A settling in actually could be this, I'm going to do this kind of motion like this. And I kind of settle into a still point, right? Settling in, I just had another one pop in. Could be I'm spiraling, I'm just going to come all the way to the center, right? So I'm settling in. So the idea of this is to feel the energy of settling in and draw that energy in motion. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to start. So what color is settling in? So for me, I have this root color, and it feels like red, but also pink in it. So I'm going to use this color, this Bengal red. And I'm just going to draw for me what feels like it's settling in. And it's interesting. I thought I was going to do my traditional one, but I'm going to do this one. So all this energy is kind of coming in and just settling in for me. And as I'm doing this, I'm keeping this very light. You can see I'm holding the pencil out here. And I'm just going to keep tracing over it till I feel settled in. I'm going to check with my breath. Am I breathing? My mind, if I'm doing this right, will take me right out of my body. So I'm just looking for settling in. And the next thing I'm going to look for is a color of support. What's supporting me to settle in? And I have this, it kind of feels like I'm in a tree trunk, but it feels like I'm just held in my own little, I don't have to be anywhere but right in here. A lot of times when we're settling in, we're also releasing energy. Might feel a release of energy or something's emerging. So I'm feeling a little bit of a release of energy. And it looks like, maybe something I picked up from my interactions yesterday. These are really hard to get out. Maybe this is why I haven't used them. Okay, there we go. Just going to do that. There we go. And it looks like some kind of, it's just kind of releasing. So I'm just kind of feeling it. Okay. It feels like it has this motion, but it's like this. So that's kind of releasing, it's kind of bouncing off the container on its way out. And it's very light, so it's not this big, heavy thing. It's out. Okay, so now here we are. I've settled in. I feel what's supporting that. I'm looking to see if there's any excess energy being released. And then I'm going to go into what is emerging, right? And I have this very solid green. And I'm just going to keep tracing over it and feeling it. And I'm asking the question, what is this? What is this? And I just hear new growth. And I'm definitely down in my womb area. And I'm moving through my solar plex, up through my heart, and up here, which you can't see, I'm off the, is a sunflower. So I'm growing within my own joy, my joy of expressing. And what am I joyful about expressing? What I know. So that's cool. So I'm just going to give it these leaves. All right. There we go. And I might give myself a little knowing, right? I might put, just so when I look at this, it kind of gives me a signal, right? And I'm just going to kind of put a very simple sunflower right here. Several, actually. It's like the sunflowers are outside helping me grow. And for me, I already know I'm, feeling that stability, which we're going to look at for a moment is, what is being supported? Like what? So I'm just going to do this very quickly here. Right. Oops, sorry, you guys. I accidentally shut that off. I got nervous. And I could spend as much time as I wanted. And the more time, the more, usually for me, the more information I get or the more integrated this little simple process can give me. It looks like there's one over there too. So you can see, you can go very deep with this. It's very light. And the questions we're asking are, we start where the process is. We start with settling in. Then we feel the support. Then we're asking, then we're noticing any release. And then we're asking for what's emerging. Right? So for me, this is attending to something that bubbled up for me. So it was already in my mind. So for me, it was attending to this emotional dependency to access stability. You don't have to have anything in your mind when you do this. You can be surprised and let it do it. So for me, it just takes another layer for me of connection. But don't feel like you have to have something. Just kind of first start experimenting with this and what it shows you. And I would love to hear how it goes for you. I would love to hear how, if any, your own wonderings and noticings of your experience with this. And you can just pop them in the comment below, or you can email me at jstevensonstudio@gmail.com. So that's jstevensonstudio gmail.com. All right, you guys, enjoy this process. And for me, it allows me, this is another way of anchoring into the day, right? So I can anchor into the day this way. And I move forward into my day. So I just have a moment and feel this emergence. So I'm feeling this now as I kind of feel that inner strength and that it's this joy of expression. All right, many blessings, you guys.